Hey, what's up guys? Adi here with a new video from Web Design Tuts, and today we'll start coding our admin template, and we'll start with the login page. You can see it right here in Photoshop. And before we get to the actual coding, let's have a look and see the exact structure of the page. So we have a top bar, which in this page will hold a simple button for returning to the website, followed by a header containing a title and the company logo, the content, which holds the actual login form, and finally we have the footer. So I'm gonna open up Espresso. I switched from Coda to Espresso, and I've created some project files here to give us a jump start. So we have the login HTML, it's the page we'll be working on. We have JS, IMG, and CSS folders already created, and I've also created a style.css with a reset CSS. And a clear fix. I've mentioned this clear fix in a previous tutorial. Basically, it allows you to set a class to an element which automatically clears the floats. So that's a very handy thing to have. More about that you can read in one of the resources I'll provide with the tutorial. Alright, so let's open up login HTML. I've created an HTML5 doc type with the starting HTML for any project, given it a title, and let's begin by writing the markup for our page. So if we look at Photoshop, first thing is a top bar. So we'll say div with a class of top bar plus, let's do the header, div with a class of header plus the actual content. So div content plus the footer. So div with a class of footer, and we can actually set IDs to this, since they won't appear in multiple places in one page. So they can all have IDs, and let's go ahead and expand. Okay, a couple of some quick cleanups here. Something like that. I think it's always a good idea to mark the endings of the divs in your code. For instance, if you're creating a WordPress theme and it's going to get split up in multiple files, it's always useful to know which div and in some place. So always mark the end of a block like that. All right, so we have the top bar, and inside that we only have a button. So we'll create a link, and that's gonna say return to website. And for now, we'll just leave it like this. We'll do the styling bit later on. Okay, for the header, we have an H1 and another heading right here, and then we have the icon and we have the company logo. So let's do a div with an ID of, let's call it login intro, and that will have an h1 plus an h5. All right, expand. All right, h1 will say login to CMS. Oops. And the h5 will say, oops. Let's copy that. Okay, enter your credentials below. Cool. Next, we have the actual company logo, which will be made as an anchor tag. So let's do an A, which has an img in it. So A href img, the source will be img slash company logo.png. Okay, and let's give this an ID of company logo. Cool. What else? So we did the top bar header. Now it's time for the actual content. So inside this, we'll do form plus, form, which has a field set, and the field set has a label plus an input type text. Now let's expand this, and we'll do the rest of the coding from here. All right, so form action, just place a hashtag in there. Just a quick tip here: if you have a form with an action attribute and you don't have anything in it, it's not going to validate. So be careful about that. You can always include a hashtag. All right, so label for, let's call this login username, and we'll say username. Input is type text, ID is login username. Alrighty, and we'll do a paragraph here. So we'll include the label and the input inside a paragraph for better styling. Okay, let's copy this. Okay, next one is the password field. So username, we have password here. The input type will be password, and the ID is login password. Cool. Next, paragraph, and inside the paragraph we'll do this: I've lost my password. So actually, let's okay. So I've lost my password. If you are using Espresso, a quick shortcut that you can remember, and it's going to be very handy, is Command Alt and N, and that just gives you a new tag. And you can just say whatever you want, like strong, and it's gonna automatically change the ending tag as well, so very handy. Okay, so we have the username, password, the lost password link, and finally we need to put the submit, and that's gonna be a input type submit, value will be login, and that is the basic markup. Okay, so the content is done. Now for the footer, we just have 2 paragraphs. So we'll say copy, just some random text here. Okay, and another paragraph that says, oops, SimpleAdmin theme by yours truly. All right, now let's also do, let's include the SimpleAdmin in a strong tag. And you can do this if you're using Espresso by going to Actions, HTML, and Wrap Selection in Tag. Or you can use this shortcut right here. So I'm gonna wrap this in a strong tag. All right, cool. And also I'm gonna wrap the blue hosting in an anchor tag. So ahref. Okay, so let's have a look at our finished product, our finished markup. So we have the top bar, return to website, log into CMS, H1 and H5 here. This is the company logo, which we haven't exported from Photoshop yet. This one is the form, username, password, lost password link, and submit, and finally the copyright information in the footer. So there we go. So there, that's it for the markup. And now it's time to move on to the CSS bit and style all this to make it look like our finished page here. So that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.